And welcome to, what is this, Stardate Thursday. Anybody else have kids out there? 321 Penguins, anybody? Yeah, fun. Gonna get stuff buttoned up here. The brightness on my phone is way down. Let's see how this goes. One of my darling wife's internet-enabled devices is doing something on the network. Shall not turn it off. Not yet, anyways. Well, if it really becomes a problem. Alright, so what else are we forgetting? Oh, there we go. Almost there. One more bit. Ta-da. Alright. Now, of course, we had this one little piece here. Now, last night I did go through and chip away at a bunch of different errors, but it all resolved into basically the same sort of error. In that, there is no into for this. I cannot into client-bound packet from the disconnected packet, and it is a very reasonable reason, because we are violating some rules here. This is not possible. So, it was like this. And essentially, this is already covered from the Crate core, which is, a standard library. That's already there. So our options, we have two options. One would be to not use the standard library. Or maybe it's in core. Is that like language core? We just not use the language core, which doesn't seem very reasonable. Or we do this a different way, which is probably the direction we're going to go in. So instead of this, I wanted the outline. There it goes. Now in this case, we have a new here. We also have this try into that I don't really care for the name. But if we were to go in that general vein of things, let's see, we could impl something else that wasn't from. So if we just impl packet, and we give that a T, and we say where T, and this we need a constraint on. Hey, Cat Peasant, how's it going? Starting soon? Oh dear. Thank you. Thank you. And I forgot some other stuff. Such as, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. uh, Alright, that was a good one. My back is all messed up this morning. There's this one chair that I absolutely love. It's so comfy. It just destroys my back. I sat in it last night. Alright. So we could probably do that way. Where we're not using the trait. Although it's a little gross, I don't like not using the trait there. It's more of a new. But I don't know, that and this one too. Let's try into. I don't really care for that name there. Oh, you know what? This could be in the same block, couldn't it? Yep. That could be in the same. Toss that in there. Get rid of this one. You find it difficult to find a good chair? Yeah. I haven't been doing as much like exercising as I should be, and that always helps. That really, really helps me. My exercise buddy got hurt though. It's my wife. So, well, we had a really good streak for a while. We ended up doing some deadlifts for a number of months. It was good. It was really good. I remember this one day, I hadn't realized just, we were doing it consistently, and then one day I go to move this stack of bricks. We just have bricks laying around here, and because we'll use them for different things around the little, sometimes you just need a brick, right? And I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm like, what is this? And it was a brick, but it was just so light. I hadn't realized that, like, I just gotten stronger, and even like the grip and everything. Deadlifts are awesome. I mean, we were just consistently doing deadlifts, maybe some shoulder work and some other stuff, but they just work so much of your body. But yeah, I was just so surprised that day that the brick was so light. You know, you just remember a brick being so heavy. It's got some mass to it. Okay. So what do we got here? Serialize element. I was trying to do this for a couple of things here. Ooh, it's not for K. Or K has packet kind plus serialize. Okay. And data. Data is bytes. Is there no serialize for bytes? We can't really serialize that, can we? Probably not the way we want to. Good morning, Xenocron. How are you? Let's see. And then bytes is also foreign, so we cannot implement a foreign trait serialized for a foreign type. We'd have to wrap that. It's funny because, I mean, as far as CBOR goes, it's fairly straightforward. It's like, it's just part of the spec, right? And I know I'm using the CBOR encoding formats for this, but in this case, it's also a bit of a sequence, right? Yeah, let's see what there is off of this object. What is sequence here? Just dealing with Azure as usual. RIP. Oh, that is funny. Alright, hopefully, I know what I didn't do. I think I had resized some windows last night. Let me fix that. Got some 1080p windows, or 720p, which I'm gonna map out to 1080 here. Alright. We're going to look up Saturday's documentation. I wonder if there's something on bytes that I didn't see. Never boring around here. Oh, they have Saturday as optional. Oh yes, we will definitely have to enable that then, because then we should be able to serialize bytes. Ooh, fantastic. Okay, search is over. Oh, today's Wednesday. I think at the beginning of the stream I said happy Thursday. Why in the world? Alright. I mean, how much prompt do we really need, you know? It does have bits on the right, though. So you have your directory, the time. It's Thursday in spirit, yes. Alright, let's close some of these. Close that. 6. Oh, we have a Twitch bot still going. Let's check. No. No. Yeah, that's a different. That's was it Powerline? There we go. Hey, there we go. Oh, that's unfortunate. I just closed the whole terminal window. It feels like a Wednesday. Okay. Oh shoot. Is that? I'll have to do Control B, B, D. There we go. You have to double teamuxing is challenging sometimes. All right. Let's just close some of these. 5. Ah, whatever. Okay, back to work. So we're using Saturday CBOR, Saturday Repper. Let's go see if that actually works now. No, wrong spot. Packet. Perfect. Okay, so that fixed that error. What's left? Only 3 errors. Well, the first one doesn't really count. For whatever reason, Rust Analyzer expects 1 argument here, and it found none. I don't know why. New here takes nothing. Which is just so weird. Okay, so we have a struct. Now, we tucked this struct and impl down below this return in a function. So if you look at this, we have a function, and these things are only ever used inside this function. So that's fine. But we have this new there. And it takes nothing. I am a little tired of that error, so maybe we'll change the shape of this. Do something more like that. Oh, not an equal, of course. Nice shade, dude. Thank you for the follow. Alright, does that fix the error? It appears like it might have. Let's make sure. Alright. That is some strange stuff. Like why? What is it that would confuse Rust Analyzer there? I'm sure Rust Analyzer has seen this a lot. Oh, I thought you followed me yesterday. Oh. Well, you might have. You never know with Twitch, right? Well, welcome to the stream. Alright, which also means that some of this we would have to change. So instead of into on this, we'd have to do a packet from. The trait bound packet convert disconnect not satisfied. All right, let's rename that. I think it's actually getting confused. Yeah, let's rename that. It's just getting confused with the other types. This is truly another kind of new. I'm going to repurpose new. And what is the difference between this and the other one? This one is, it's more of a convert. Okay, well, let's leave that for a moment. So the way that we're going to be using this is likely to be packet : something, and then like callback or whatever that other type of thing is. So whatever our other struct is. And this would look like let packet equal blah. I really like from. From works so well there. But we just can't. New kind of works, but it would have to be like a new via or consume. Delius, thank you for the follow. I might be able to do it like a consume or something. This has got to be the hardest thing in programming, naming things. You guys have suggestions on this? Because I know that I'm not using new very much. We might just take that over. Because I think the common use case would be that. Which means that in disconnected, for example, probably do this. A new is private. Oh, shoot. Ooh, at this point, do we go back and use the from? Oh, okay, we're just gonna make it work. That's why I couldn't find the from, because it wasn't exposed. Wow. Wow. All right. Let that be a lesson. You can only use functions if their visibility is correct. Oh, what wasn't saved here? Subject. Wonder why. Oh yeah, this. That also has serialize on it, or should. Oh, and it needs deserialize as well. Yeah, we basically have two things going on at the same time. Okay, these bits in here that are either callback or subject are probably serialization issues. And then get actors, this has to do with a packet. Okay, we'll rename that later, but it should solve the problem for now. Oh man, how's the week treating everyone? I like to just let the formatting get handled by RS format. Sometimes I still like try to jump in and do the formatting myself. But I really think I shouldn't. Good for the most part? That's cool. Oh, I'm looking forward to this Friday too. Actually, I'm taking Friday off. So far, it's been like every other Friday, which is really nice. Instead of taking like, a week off or something, I'm taking every other Friday for, 10 weeks. I had a buddy that worked at a place. They did 410s. They'd work 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. And actually, the automotive shop my dad worked at did that as well. But at the place my buddy worked, which was separate, they did alternating 410s. So you'd work 4 days, you'd get 4 days off, you'd work 4 days, you get 2 days off, and then repeat. And he loved that. He was always going out and doing crazy things on the 4-day weekend. Working. We got lots of bugs in your data structure hobby project. No. Alright, so we need deserialize on this. So I implemented serialize for that. Is there no... I didn't implement deserialize for it. In this, I couldn't find a way to deduplicate. The only thing difference between these two deserialized implementations are this little bit here, server bound packet kind. That's it. But I couldn't make that generic. Why couldn't I make that generic? Let's look through that again. Maybe I was doing it at the wrong place? Oh, Gats. 7-day weekends at the moment. Yeah, 3-day weekends are cool. Oh, you did 410s also. 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 2 off. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It's funny. My dad was a mechanic, or is a mechanic, and I guess he's retiring, isn't he? I have no clue. I don't think he'll ever stop working on cars. But I kind of grew up in that, and it's funny because I don't work on my own cars because I know what a good mechanic is, and I'm not a good mechanic. Like I can change things and do certain things, right? But oh my goodness, he always worked with like really fantastic gearheads. So like I could never really strip a pull a strip bolt out or like there is definitely an art to some of that stuff. If you have a snapped bolt in the engine head, you pull that out. Right? You drill the core, then you remove all the shavings. It's that easy. But if you miss the drill, or you go sideways on the drill and you destroy the threads, you're basically going to be boring another hole and then retapping it. Or maybe doing a thread insert. Oh, no. Alright. Sorry. The most mechanical thing you've done is change the spark plugs? Yeah. So I can get in a little further than that. But I don't know if there's anything serious. It's just like I call someone. Might help them out. Might be a friend or something, but all right. I wish I could see a way to actually reduce this code because I do want to make this generic. Because that subject there, here we're implementing deserialized for that. And technically, what are we doing? This visitor thing here doesn't have to be inside of here. Let's play with that. Let's pull that out. Because that's supposed to be given to this. Here we have a struct. And we can't because we can't make associated trait types generic, can we? Boring hot tea on your face. Thank you for the follow. On pneumonia. Thank you for the follow. Oh, that's a great one, actually. We've been building up the corpus in our GitHub stuff. Excuse me, in our little homebrew Twitch bot. and good morning. We're also using Godot, and we should probably have something for that too. Here, I'm gonna add another one for tech or something. The game is a multiplayer game. We're using Rust for, let's see, for the server. Godot engine. The client. There we go. So I wonder if we can actually make that generic. Because these two things here. So let's try. I'm going to run into the wall here. But this is going to, basically if we add K here, which would be that, it's going to tell us that we can't do this because the K isn't actually used, isn't it? We're not using the constraint anywhere. So if we did that and said, oh, we want K there, no. Because it is not constrained by the infiltrate. Yes, we need GATs for this. All right, so we'll just have the sort of simple duplication there until GATs land. How's Vulkan support on Godot? That's Godot 4 has Vulkan support. So I think they're targeting by end of year, something like that. But they've got some amazing stuff going on. So Godot engine. For those of you that don't know, this project is using Godot, and it's great. It's open source. It's written in C++. It won like the Epic Mega Grant and ended up building out some amazing shader work. Oh, they're actually going to do a dot release on that. Nice. So we're actually working on 3.2.2, but they had a very nice blog post way back. Or is it? This one. This is just amazing. GI in games makes so much of a difference, so much for realism. And the way that they did it makes it super cheap too. So we have GI with reflections and stuff. Anyhow, you can read up on that. It's pretty cool. Oh, you're getting into both Godot and Rust. Oh, awesome. Almost. GD native spelled correctly. So, yep. And that's a Godot Rust project. Actually, that's an old link. They renamed it. It's called Godot Rust now. Let's fix that while we see it. There we go. That's the updated link. The first one should redirect you. Alright. Let's just save that. We cannot deduplicate this because of GATS, which is fine. Makes me a little sad though. All right, I'm just going to snag that deserialize so we can modify that for packet. So this is going to be for packet. Oh, it's gonna have to, we're gonna have to do 2 of these also. One for client-bound packet kind and the other for the server-bound packet kinds. Let's go back into subject. I want to drop a little fix me on that. All right. It might be a while for GATS to land. We'll see. And generic associated types. So this would be basically the ability for us to have a generic parameter in that associated type. There's some examples in there if you wanted to check it out. But the gist of it is this value here, I would like to be generic, but we can't. Not yet. Yeah, generics are getting trickled in. It's really nice. It's really nice. Alright, so now on packet. Packet has 2 things on it, doesn't it? It has a client-bound packet kind is the first element, I believe. Was that not deserialize isn't on that? Let's go fix that. Huh. I should absolutely have serialize and deserialize on it. Okay, that'll be U8. We're going to want the same thing on the server-bound packet kind. What text editor am I using? I'm using NeoVim. So do I have that set up? No. Actually, it's going to be here. And let's just double check. Yeah. I'm actually using Nightly, but it's from like last week. Nightly's been really stable for me. And also, along with that, I have my dot files posted, but also I'm using Conquer of Completion with Rust Analyzer support, which is where all the fancy bits come from in here. All right. We're working on deserialize for client-bound packet kind. Now we have this, that works. Then we have it for packet of that. And this here is, oh, it's not packet. This should be bytes. We'll call that data because I think that's what it's actually called in there. Oh, it's not called ID, it's called kind. What do you mean it can't be renamed? There we go. And sadly, we have to do that twice because GATs don't exist yet. We could use macros. Oh, that's really tempting, isn't it? Just to reduce the code spew. Serialize is nice. We only needed that once. All right, let's try that. Quick little refresher. This we do macro rules. This is as much for me as anybody. We give it a name, give it a body, and then we have our match arms. Here's our tags to match, and then what it expands into on the right. All right. Macro rules. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was nice. Packet deserialize. D-S-E-R-I-I-Z. There we go. All right, now I'm only going to put in what's actually different here. So in this case, this is going to be the kind, and that is going to be ident. Basically, all of this goes in as the body. Then we replace client-bound packet kind. Is that all of them? I think it is. With kind. Okay. It's unused, which is fine. Now we have to use it. What do we call it? Packet deserialize. Client-bound packet kind. And server-bound packet kind. Let's do the same thing in subject. That feels so dirty. It'd be nice if GATs were just there. I'm actually going to toss that at the bottom of the file. Hide it a little bit. Alright. I don't know, maybe it should be at like the top of the file. This is the macro. Yada yada. Macros are different than other things in Rust in that most things in Rust you can use them like before or after their definition, but not macros. Macros you have to have done first. Let's just toss that at the front. Packet deserialization. Then we'll put this down with packet. Alright, there's packet. Toss it in there. That seems okay. One more for subject. Now it's the same thing for subject. It's basically like exactly the same. Subject deserialize. Take that out of there, put it in here. Kind on that, good. Get rid of this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that at the top of this file. Subject deserialize. We are going to pass in server bound packet kind and client bound packet kind. Let's alphabetize them. Done. Uh-oh. What do we miss? Expected R per N. What does that match? That matches... No, it just had to settle. Hey, fantastic. Okay. Yeah, trait bound, blah, blah, blah. This is all going to be like the same thing, isn't it? Not too many. Alright, I'm just going to go through these real quick. Let's save this into a buffer. I think I grabbed too much from the buffer. Yeah. Alright. Once again. Log in. Same thing. Oops. /forward, we need to escape that paren. Why? Huh. Oh, it's a dot slash dot into right left paren. There we go. I wonder, we probably do need the left-hand side on that, don't we? Because otherwise it doesn't know what the K is on that. Where's position? Position's in there. Packet from subject, which has actor info on it, and position. Oh, the ID of that, the info ID. Is that really what it's called? It's called info ID. Oh man, who did that? That's terrible naming. I'm the only one that writes code in this. Let's see, is this going back to the client? If so, we will say it's a client-bound packet. Actually, I wasn't updating the other ones, but I wanted to try client-bound packet from. You know what? I also forgot that subject can take things that are into packet, as long as it knows what K is. Oh, but that doesn't work anymore. Because that from is gone. Oh. That's too bad. That really is too bad. What did it do? Did it delete it? Like reformatted it and tossed me somewhere. This is what, line 85? Why did it do that? That was so weird. Okay. Let's go ahead and save all of those. Yeah, now in this case, it's not going to know how to do that, which is fine. Oh, is it saying that there's no serialize on callback? Ooh, that could be the case. I think that is the case. I think I can get rid of these two. Try from packet for callback. That probably works. Alright, that's fine. And this one is from callback for packet. Now let's leave those. Those aren't what I was thinking. But we do need to serialize on those, don't we? Now we've been using a lot of list serialization because we're using CBOR, so we've forced this to be a list of 2 elements because we don't really care that it's a struct and that the first thing's called request ID, etc. Where are our macros for that? I think they're in game types. Macros. Impulse serialize sequence 4 and the alternative. I have trouble remembering the syntax on that. So we have a length of 2. We're serializing into a sequence. So yeah, we have 2 elements that we're going to serialize. First one is called request ID. And I think this isn't actually used in the macro, it's kind of nice. Type request ID, and then we have packet. What packet? We can't do that. Our macros won't work here. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's nice when they can work. Here's serialize. That's of packet kind. Saturday serialize for this. For callback, we have serialized there. Length is 2. And here's where we just stamp out the different fields. Request ID there, followed by packet. And we have to constrain that so that it's also serializable. Alright, now for the other macro, which is more or less the same thing as we were doing earlier when we were deduplicating things. We'll have to do the exact same sort of deduplication here. Let's put the macro up on top. Deserialize on that. Body's there. Is it 1 or 2? You know, these are like so very similar. Maybe if this wasn't the same, like if this wasn't there, we could actually do that, couldn't we? We just come up with a better macro. Alright, let's just get it working first. Get it working right. Make it fast. Actually, that's easy, because it's Rust, right? Void Rose, thank you for the follow. Yes, well, that's packet kind and serialize. No, deserialize. Alright, let's spot all the places we need to update. Here's another ident here. Oh, no. We weren't doing a K in this, were we? That's getting replaced with kind. That's right. You mainly develop in C. Is it worth getting into Rust? I used to develop in C, it was 20 years ago. Did that for 5 years, and C had been my favorite language forever. Even though I currently do web dev stuff during the day, and I would highly suggest getting into Rust. I mean, it's a very similar tool for a very similar job. So depending on what you're using C for, it might be a good fit. I think it's actually made me a better developer, worrying about lifetimes, borrowing, ownership. So now I find myself going back into something like C++ and thinking like, oh dear, who owns the value of this pointer? Oh, yes. We know that's unused by... Let's get... I just want that error to go away. So we're going to say server bound packet kind. Okay. All right, now it's used. Reporting something written in C, the amount of implicit typecasting. Yeah. Oh, just taking a blob of data and saying, oh, you know what, this thing is actually that struct there. Right, mapping network headers and stuff. It's just crazy. All right, too many colons there, good. Callback kind there, fine. Or stringify. This is going to be kind. Did I do that correct on the other ones? We'll see. All right, now for our access fields. I feel like I should really not be doing it this way. Should just be updating those other macros. All right, but then again, I think this is the last one I have to do, so just gonna make it work for a moment. Callback has two things. It has request ID and packet. No, it's a type request ID. Okay, now the other one needs to be packet. But it's packet of K, which is kind here. All right, self value. So it should be one of those. Good. That was the other thing. This here, having to parse those actually makes the macro more complicated. Is there a nice way to actually get a list of generic args? Say like, oh, just copy this generic args to that set of generic args. We should definitely go through the Tolney, or is it not case studies? Once you get into Rust, you realize how prolific this guy is. Great code. But proc macro workshop here, I want to go through and do this someday. This would be a lot of fun. And that's proc macros. That's not the same sort of macros that we're doing now. All right, where to? Actor info. Ah, yes, now it's expecting packet. So let's do that. Can it actually derive what kind that is from there? Mismatch types, client to server bound packet kind. Oh, why? Is it subject doing it? Let's be explicit there. Really? Did we not have... Oh, we only have this once. Actually, it shouldn't be destination there. That should be something else. I think it's just position. Whereas when we're sending it to the server, we're not sending position. We're actually sending something called destination. So there is no position. When you click around in the game, you're saying, I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go here. So you're telling the server what your destination, or rather what you want your destination to be. Okay, let's go back. Good. Just a couple more of these, and we are done. Oh, that's Legacy Rust. Did we get through all the server stuff? No way. All right, I'm just gonna clean up one file here. Come on, formatter, kick in. Unnecessary braces. Yeah, you normally clean that up for me. Okay, save again. Did it. That was weird. Oh, did I not do this one? No, it looks like it was done. Solstin, thank you for the follow. Alright, I get that this kind no longer exists. Let's go fix that. Should be subject. So here we're looking at subject.packet.kind. Oh, well, you're very welcome. And if you have questions, let us know. We also hang out in Discord when we're not streaming. Error.into. What is it trying to convert into what? Is this? This is infallible? Yeah, that's infallible. Let's double check. So basically, we're trying to convert from something of the same kind to another element of the same kind. So we look at error. Yeah, the type info there. Little tiny window that says infallible. All right. So that goes away, and then these OKs get dropped off. There we go. Same thing here. We need to grab the right kind, which is message.value.kind. Let's check on LinkedIn. What's going on in here? Easy one. I'd like to start to get rid of those if it can tell if it's supposed to be a client-bound packet or a server-bound packet. And I'm not sure if it can always tell. Although, wait, it might be able to because of which stream that it's dumping onto. Yeah, we have server-bound packets, and then we also have was outgoing. No, Zone already has it, but self.outgoing packets should be outgoing packets there, which is what? Client-bound packet. Yeah. So we could probably get rid of a lot of that type information that I had on the left before. Type annotations needed. Remember T not declared on this? Yeah, what are we using T for there? Okay, that's a packet kind. Huh, all right. Next error. Into, yeah. See, these here I think we can get rid of because it'll figure it out. Let's try it on this one. How far can I figure that out? Did I get one too many parens? Yeah, it looks like it can figure out quite a bit more than I thought. Load actor. We're gonna skip load actor for a moment. Warp that into. I see, so it has to be a client-bound packet. I get that. And warp isn't one. Oh, we're in Game Master. Try not to do the globs when I'm in a different crate. Oh, get packet kind isn't implemented on warp. Ooh, goody. We have a custom serialization on it. Fancy. So an actor can actually warp around. Currently, only when there's zoning. Eventually there will be teleportation. Like, let's say you had some sort of, like if I went in the game, I should be able to just zap to whatever zone I wanted to, right? So that'd be a teleport. So basically like the game admins, the moderators, be able to do that. Ah, yes, packet kind. All right, now we can use Rust Analyzer to just implement missing members. Change that, and we want... Oh shoot, we didn't want that. We actually want to be explicit about this. So this is going to be a client-bound packet kind. Do we have warp or something on there? We do. Good. Yeah. Oh man, I'm loving the idea that the client and the server are going to be sharing the same sort of protocol code. It's going to reduce so many bugs. Gonna have some more of these. What do we have? Just cleaning up some warnings while it's doing its little compilation dance. Alright, load actor. A little bit of the same thing over and over again today. So if you have any questions about it, Feel free to ask. Let's give everything a right. There we go, load actor time. Mismatched types. Found ID. Expected load actor. This is actual logic changes. Load actor. Should be that type there. Same in the other function. Good, now the packet bits. Oh, that's in the Legacy Rust stuff. Not gonna touch that yet. Let up some warnings while we wait for any other trailing errors. It'll be in 3D. Yeah, I had been considering kind of a 2.5D world, but I think I'm gonna basically it'll be a 3D world. Might be fixed camera. I don't know. We'll see. That's still up for debate. That's a good question. See, outgoing packets, is that never used in this? What is this? We're here, we're inside of Game Master, process, outgoing. I think it's because Game Master already has one of these on it. So outgoing packets is somehow on self. Yeah, it's right there. Start tick, yep. Huh. So we really don't need that on there. That should have resulted in another error. Wherever this is actually being called. That's a server lib? Server lib? Whoa. Huh. Is that not currently called? Alright. Oh, that's right. We did disable some stuff long ago. Alright, in that case, I am not going to do that. I'm just going to comment it out, or basically say, ignore that. Oh. Alright. Let's see if we can get some tests running. I have integration tests for the server code. I would like them to actually work. And after this big sort of reshuffle, it's really nice to be able to have those. I also wanted to, while that's baking, there's another project here I wanted to take a closer look at. So, not Flamer. There was another one in here that was a tracing library. What was it? Was it not here? Did I look at that in GitHub? Tracy, that's it. Oh, look at that. This just looks amazing. Real-time, nanosecond resolution, remote telemetry, hybrid frame and sampling profiler for games and other applications. Like, wow. Just wow. And I thought there was some stuff on here. Tracy client. So you can do Tracy tracing, Tracy client. Can't make coffee. Oh, speaking of funny things, bad joke time. A magician was walking down the street and turned into a grocery store. That's it. And that was the whole joke. Magician, get it? Turned into a grocery store. Whatever. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Okay. All right. I know that there's actually going to be stuff broken in here in the legacy net stuff. I just know there is. And as soon as I fix this, everything else is going to blow up. All right. So in this case, what's the stream about? Kind of learning Rust, some game development. We've been working on a bit of the protocol stuff and updating some networking bits. And terrible jokes, really, family friendly bad jokes. Do I think about protecting from cheaters while developing? Yeah. So basically, the way I do multiplayer games, or at least, so I've worked on kind of big games in the past, and when I say big games, I mean not like AAA title games, but like MMO style of games. And because this is a little bit more of a casual MMO as opposed to like Call of Duty style MMO, we have a little bit more leeway in terms of how to protect people from cheaters. And a lot of that is that the server can The server is basically the truth, right? And the clients have none of it. So really, the client's just a view into what you're doing in the server, um, which is nice. It keeps it from, like, if somebody shouldn't be able to see something, then we don't send them packets on what they shouldn't be able to see, that sort of thing. So all that sort of like crazy 3D stuff where they turn off textures or whatever in order to be able to aim better or track stuff, like it's not going to be that style of game, so we don't have to worry about that. This game's going to be more susceptible to botting in terms of like people, like WoW farming, right? I see that to be more of a problem for this style of game. All right, so in this case, receiver pipe and sender pipe, what are we using these for? So if we are broadcasting, sender, these are both client-bound packet kind. Oh, one more angle bracket there. Only if it's written in Rust. Actually, I was hoping to build a text-based UI for the game as well. Kind of a throwback to old school MUDs. So in this case, we're going to send something. New kind of Lisp. Are you looking at this stuff up here? Packet codec. No, these are the generics. But yeah, it looks like a kind of Lispy, doesn't it? All right, and messages. We'll see how much of that we really need. Pipes, and what is this one? Where are we using pipes? References not found. Do we even need that? Oh yeah. Well, the problem with it is the sort of game economy gets thrashed by bots. All right, and dispatch us. So it's saying that this packet here, which I believe is a client-bound packet, somehow thinks it's a server-bound packet, or I have that backwards. Dispatch here, dispatch.send, expected client-bound packet, found server-bound packet. All right, why is that packet a server-bound packet? Match packet. Okay, we're unwrapping it there. We're doing a framed read here. This framed read is coming from this connection, which we're wrapping. And this connection, let's go down the rabbit hole here. Not seeing it. Where did that get attached to server-bound packet kind? Oh, Yes, yes, yes. This is the collision point. Off guard. Thank you for the follow. All right. You can't see it, but the codec is actually hardwired for the server at the moment. So because right here we're in the client code, this is the client kind of net code. Let's see, packet codec, is that it? So if we go down this route and start to look at the packet codec and how these elements are used, we'll run into the issue. So I'm going to sidestep that for just a moment. Legacy Rust, we've got a lot of little things in there. Let's clean up some of these tidbits. Run auth. Oh, interesting. Why did that not get updated? That should be a server-bound packet. Not in the scope. Sidestepping the client for a moment. All right, same thing. There we go. TJ Howsam, thank you for the follow. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And Bare Knuckle Waffle, this one's for you. I wrote a song about a tortilla. Actually, it's more like a rap. Didn't. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, my kids love to hate these. All right, and why do we have packet on that? That shouldn't exist. LinkDead packet. We should just have like a new LinkDead thing. Here's LinkDead. Just create a LinkDead. Honor 6x1, thank you for the follow. It's Wednesday, yes. LinkDead in? Oh my. Back it up from. Oh, serialized not supported by this. Oh goodness, that's right. We have to use Saturday. Serialize, deserialize. Toss that on there too. I'm feeling lazy. Copy, paste. Yeah, the type on this though. I mean, really, this is an empty thing. I wonder how we get this deserialized to nothingness. Will this serialize to Just some sort of struct? Hmm. I wonder. Saturday CBOR is probably not popular enough to use in Playground, is it? We're gonna serialize foo. What else do we need? We need a use. It's not popular enough. Drat. Like the top 1,000 crates get automatically imported. You need a reset button? Oh, did they not have one? Huh. Tools. Yeah, you're right. Top 100 most crates. There we go. I thought it was 1,000. I guess it's 100. Output formats, yada yada, customization. Huh. Ooh. Browser's local storage. Using incognito. Very true. Very true. Oh, you know what? Just test it. Packet from LinkedIn. We're just gonna do a 2vec on this with packet. All right, now our expected is gonna be a vector of U8s, and I have no idea, no clue what it's gonna be, so I'm just going to give it a couple of zeros. Tag the first one as a U8 so it knows. I'm gonna do that. Insert vector equal. What do we call that? It's not a macro, just the two vectors. Expected and the actual, which is data. bear taper monkey. Oh, is that in game types? Yeah, game type source lib. Was it in test prelude there? It is. Okay. And we'll unwrap that there. Good. There's our little test. It'll fail eventually, and will remind us that we were doing something here. All right. Legacy Rust. Okay, step around that. There's two issues here. Type mismatch in closure arguments. Expected signature, incoming packet, yada yada, packet, server map packet kind. And what did you receive? Tell us more. What was it? Where's our filter? Here it is. Incoming. Does it just not know the type? Alright, we gotta go to the console for that. Those are both in the same file. That's fine. Okay, let's... I want to see what that one is. Legacy Rust. Okay, that's client stuff. Here we get into the good stuff. Mismatch in closure arguments. Spot the difference. Incoming result. Okay, incoming packet. Followed by result. Followed by packet. And then the server bound client bound packet kinds are the issue. Okay. So it found the signature of client bound packet kind when it shouldn't have. The incoming should have been. Oh, interesting. You wish Twitch wasn't so restrictive on the characters you could use? Yeah. Alright, here's filter. Incoming. Oh, you know what? I'm going to bounce back up. I'm going to give it type information so we can tell exactly what we want it to be. Now the incoming should be server bound packet kinds. It just should. So incoming packet. Just copy that. That's that type. Yep, and some issues due to where things actually get exported. Alright. That should bump the error somewhere else. Here. Expected enum, client bound packet, found server bound packet. Why is that? Incoming message. It doesn't care what the type is. This packet. Did I get that wrong? If I get that, okay, it'll tell us. Trying to fit those two things together. Oh, client and server bound. I'm so glad we actually added that because it's making it really clear which direction the data is going. Dispatch.send. Oh, that's in the client code. Wrong one. Alright. Incompatible match arms. Option. Incoming message. Client bound packet kind. Incoming message. Packet kind. Oh, interesting. Alex Clark Games, how's it going? Good morning. That's going all right. Yeah. Feels like we nearly have the server put back together again. So we have client, expected client, found server, bound pack and kind. You know what? I wonder if this one's the actual only right one, and the others are all broken. All right, so that's the issue. Oh, sad panda face. Okay, so what's supposed to be happening here? Basically, where are we? We are in the run game master thread. How is it? Well, for server stuff, I think it's just fantastic. For client stuff, I've been using it with GD native, so Rust inside of the Godot engine, and that's been working out pretty well. You saw async function in there? How does Rust threading model work with regards to asynchronous things? Does it have a dedicated thread pool for async things? Also, do you have to enter callback hell with the async model? Does it do the nice stuff like C#? Defines two keywords async and await. So async and await are also in Rust. Basically, you write code that looks synchronous, but the await keyword does all the continuation stuff for you. That's pretty much exactly how Rust is. But in terms of the threading model, it lets you choose. Rust doesn't provide a runtime for its async await model. So in this case, we're picking up Tokyo runtime here. Okay. Yeah, well, it's just the first one, Tokyo. And on the client, I'm also using async await. But in the client, legacy Rust, what was it? Leg Rust cargo. And these are good questions. I like these questions. We use multitask, which has a much lighter weight, slightly less performant, like just barely less performant than Tokyo, but it is so much smaller than Tokyo. So I'm using multitask on the client, and I end up doing that for one very specific reason. I would rather use small or something like that, some little higher level wrapper. But really, I need to use multitask because in this case, Godot is actually causing the async system to be kind of polled. I say poll as in P-O-L-L-E-D. And I can show you where that is. That's in RT. So inside of here. Oh, you know what? I actually removed that section of code. I switched to using a threaded runtime. But you can use a threaded runtime. You can use a multi-threaded runtime, so single versus multi. Rust just lets you choose. So figure out what you want and run with it. It's basically their model. The language just provides the system for kind of the core of what you need for that. And the rest is up to you. And let's see, how many different async runtimes can I name? There's Tokyo. There's async standard, which isn't part of the standard library. Okay. And then there's small. But small happens to be the core of async standard. And then one of the pieces of small is actually a multitask, which is what I'm using. Similar to Node.js? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll definitely see that in here. Like this, here we spawned a task. Or actually, we spawned a thread. And this is us actually running, running our event loop. Right here, where's a better example? A better example would be kind of where we were, maybe in, where were we? We were down here. Okay. So this is Run Game Master. Run Game Master is the part of the server that manages the ECS. It is basically, I think of it like a, kids playing Dungeons and Dragons, or adults playing Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. This is the game master, right? It controls what allowed actions are, where things are on the board, things like that. It makes sure that all the rules are being adhered to. It rolls the dice. Okay. Now here we can just spawn these random tasks, right? We spawn a task and it goes and it does something. Now in this case, we spawn a task here. Which one is this? Yep, we wait for incoming data, ignore that giant filter there, and some inspecting. And then here we just await the next packet. So as the packets are coming in, we're just awaiting it. So this while let sum sits there. If there are no packets coming in, it's not doing anything. Yeah, that's the, thank you Xenochrome for pointing that out. That's one of the big gotchas, right? The future doesn't do anything unless you await it. So if you just create a future and just ignore it, then it won't actually get processed. Winged Sorrow, thank you for the follow. Also, Colin Betko, thank you for the follow. And Drigger 00, thank you for the follow. Alright, so now in this case, Robin Mulfate, thank you for the follow. I feel like I said that wrong. And if I butcher any of your names, let me know how you would like it said. Because I don't want to be saying those things wrong. Sparkenstein, thank you for the follow. Or is it Steen? Alright. So the match arms. Let's fix up the match arms. First match arm. None. Doesn't matter. Second match arm. Disconnected. Channel change. Let's see. We're matching on this. We're deconstructing it here. So we have a stream ID nothing. Stream ID nothing. This is supposedly unreachable. You always butcher Twitch names when you try to say them, yeah. I said Robin, 100% correct. Thank you. So in this case, we have a stream disconnected and a packet from that. LinkedIn. Does LinkedIn has a client-bound packet kind only on that? Oh, interesting. What is my filter doing? Because we do a filtered map, right? And then we get the pieces that we need out of it. But why? I see. So LinkedIn actually is an incoming and outgoing message. Well, that's good to know. Alright, there's our server bound packet kind for LinkedIn. Now in this case, here we sent an outgoing. Then we have a none there, that's fine. And that should have fixed this error because packet then should have been incoming packet kind. Good. Oh, and thank you for the at Mr. Halsey. It makes it much easier to see. Oh, why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot. Oh, Bear Duda. Bare Knuckle Waffle is... Do you want that accredited to Bear Duda? 'Cause I imagine that's your rename. Whichever. All right. All right. Well, it's in there. I think, yeah, Bare Knuckle Waffle's winning with 6 kind of, I guess, dad jokes. You'll rename it again in 60 days. That's fine. Oh, type annotations needed here? Oh, yes, of course, because you can't figure out which. Um, there we go. Is using Godot with Rust a good idea? You wanted to use Amethyst, but Godot seems pretty good too. So I'm using it because I don't want to switch between Rust and GDScript or Rust and C# when I'm actually building this. I'd rather just keep my mind in one language as I'm building the game. Now, I think using something like Rust is fantastic for this because it suits my needs really well. Also, I like learning Rust, so it helps with that side of the equation. Now, I think that Godot and GDScript is going to be what I think 99% of what somebody needs to actually make like a platformer or something like that. I mean, if you're making something like, I'm going to say it again, Call of Duty, then Godot's probably not the best tool for them. I mean, it can do some amazing, amazing, amazing things. I don't know, and it might be good at this, but like all that hitbox detection with like the first-person shooter stuff, it might be okay with that. I'm not sure. So long answer longer. I think that you should selectively use Rust with Godot. Because if GDScript doesn't really suit your needs, or you don't want, I mean, maybe you want to learn Rust, and Godot's there, by all means, that's a great reason. But if you want to, ship a game in 30 days, might not be the best reason. Yeah, if I needed to ship something like right now, I'd probably be doing a mix, like some GDScript, some Rust, and do what each one's good at. Because it does take me longer to write the Rust for the client than it does to write the GDScript for the client. Although now that I'm sharing a little bit of protocol code between the two, I think between the server and the client, that will pay off in the long run. All right, now we're all down to just client code. Oh, wow. Oh, we're not using pin anymore. And is anything actually missing that function? All right, let's take a look here. Messages packet. Yeah, same issue as before. So you get actors on that. I don't feel like typing packet or messages packet. Ooh, type annotation is needed. Must be known at this point. Really? It's a server-bound packet kind. Oh, the tail end of it. Yeah, and that should be a legacy result with a client-bound packet. Oops. Sometimes it just clobbers things. Usually when the word, like the autocomplete, has the same sort of word in it. All right. Same issue here. Oh, wait. What is this? Get actor response. Try from actors. Serialize, deserialize. Okay. Because what is actors at this point? Actors is... Yeah, we're in the client code. We're in the actor list. Am I using Rust Analyzer? I am, yes. Oh, good question, Peyton Rules. That is likely not the case. We should check on that. Here, signals. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, that's fantastic. Nice. Okay. We got some unsafe bits in here, but that's fine. My get typed node is unsafe. Yeah, there we go. All right, now this one here. What is actors? Actors is... All right, so we send the get actors request. And this is a good example of awaiting. So here we have a runtime. We spawned a task. This task was set up some information, send the information to the server, and await a response. So basically it doesn't block the thread. The thread is then free to go do other things. And then when this gets awoken, we get the result and then get to be able to use it here. Now, so it looks like it's going to be a packet. That actors is actually a packet. I see. So technically we don't want to do it this way. I think it goes the other way. So get actor response actors.try into. I don't have anything extra in there. But we do have the try into on the packet. So in this case, this try into will look at the result type. Basically, this type will propagate forward. So it looks at the result type and figures out basically what to deserialize it to based on the left-hand side of it. So here it looks at this, figures it out, and does it. Okay. Ooh, lovely. Ah, this is another one of the little quirks in Rust Analyzer. For whatever reason, it doesn't like that we have a function called call. It thinks that this is the Rust function called call, which is off of the FN type. Alright, come on. I'm getting tired of typing messages over and over again. There we go. Try from on that, yes. This is the deserialized side of it. Now, what are we waiting for here? This is login. We're getting an ID back. How long have I been working on this? Well, I've had it to the point where it actually ran. It wasn't complete, of course, but I've been working on this for about maybe 10 months. Okay, Yama? It's kind of one of my little life goals. I wanted to make something like this. And just about all of it's been done on stream. Now, send result. Where are we? Async do login. Okay, so this is when somebody clicks on the login button and we get some response back from the server. If the type of the response is an ID, then we parse it properly. So in this case, ID try from, which doesn't exist anymore. So this send result is going to be a packet. We'll do a try into on it because we need to use the left-hand side type information to handle that. And one of my big goals for this was to learn Rust. Because at the beginning of this, I really didn't know Rust. I had kind of poked and prodded Rust, but didn't have a good grasp on it. That and there's occasionally we get kind of Rust heroes in here. Usually they'll speak up when I do something something horrible. GameServe is a good project to start with. Yeah, there's so much you can do. I mean, I spent maybe a month working on back pressure, and because Rust has this neat pattern where you can actually have back pressure set up properly at kind of like all the way up to the network card, which is just fantastic. You're trying to learn Python? Oh, Python is really hot right now. I'm not sure on what sort of resources are out there for Python. I'd probably start with her book. I know that there's a pocket reference guide that I actually have for Python. Do I watch any streamers? Oh yes, I watch streamers. Well, okay, so some of the streamers I watch are Musean, Oro Niwa, Ramos. Does anybody have like the numbers for Ramos? I don't have that committed to memory. Learn Python the hard way. Oh, and there's C. Griffin. I'll watch him too, especially when he's doing Rust stuff. Occasionally I do watch, oh, thank you, Codafan. And Nightshade did, yes, thank you as well. Occasionally I'll watch Lana. Actually, like to watch Lana when she's doing modeling, right? Because I would like to be able to get better at modeling, and watching her workflow is is great. She's definitely experienced at doing the modeling stuff. Fields.0. Oh, that's right. We changed that type. Yeah, we had two ID types. That's a great question, Marley. Trying to learn Python because you're new to Python or new to programming? That's a great question. All right. Let's see. I'm going to try to just power through some of this, so definitely at Mr. Alzy me if I don't catch a message. We're going to try and 2 on that with the send result. And we have to do that basically because we cannot implement something for all other things. The try into, there's already a base implementation for try into.
These aren't kid gloves, Mr. Valiant.
Okay, packet kind isn't satisfied. A login? That's a different login.
Destroying rappers like Judge Doom, killed that, Marvin Act, cutting them like sword and axe, that dip running through Toontown, these Looney Tunes.
Oh, it doesn't have that.
Stop that.
Impl get packet kind.
Black trench, creating inventions so greater for the haters, never need.
Server my packet kind. Or login. Oh, I forgot the function. Toss a star up there. Wow, it's timing out.
Animation reality, destroy the town, they mad at me. Independent like wheel spinning, water machine, time machine, melt down, they head down. In Toontown, we come around, we rush out, no doubt. I'll put this rabbit in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's put these tunes up in the dip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I'll put the shoe up in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
There we go. Log in for that. That should be good. Gonna get rid of N. Oh.
I got a girl and she always got the carrot cake. It's an interspecies romance. Real ravishes. Roger be mobbing all day. With Mickey Mouse making that pay. Them cartoons from back in the day. Just do what we show in his face.
Oh, you know what? That's gonna want. Oh, it has it from game times. ID should already be there.
I can't believe it. I shan't believe it. No way. Cause Roger Rabbit don't play. Doing donuts all day. With Andy Valiant, we all about it. You best get out of our way. You know I'm putting in work. These fools about to get murked. With that acetone and that turpentine and that benzene going berserk. Roger Rabbit, Roger Rabbit. Box off and smash like a
Alright, what else? Test pack. Look at this one. Packet EXT. Ooh, first value.
I'll put this rabbit in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's put these tunes up in the dip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I'll put the shoe up in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. When I'm mobbing with the weasels, we can dip Toontown into upright. This rabbit
Can you post a link? Yeah, sure.
Soon where Toontown once stood will be a string of fast food
Yeah, I don't think I have.
with Bible verses confusingly printed on cheeseburger wrappers
See,
and
I
SIM
don't have
cards.
the.
Guitar retailers
It's
with wonderful overpriced prosumer gear.
the chat restraints the same way. You should be able to post it.
Beautiful. Check out the Squire Strat I got for $200. What a bargain.
All right, this needs to be generic now. Packet kind. Maybe we either do that on there or the function. Probably where it is the best.
I'll put this rabbit in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's put these tunes up in the dip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I'll put the shoe up in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. When I'm mobbing with the weasels, we can dip Toontown into the ground. This rabbit in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's put these tunes up in the
Helps if I put that on the right spot. There we go.
shoe up in the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. When I'm mobbing with the weasels, we can dip Toontown into the ground. Baron Von Rotten, Baron Von Rotten, Baron Von Rotten has very bad morals. Baron Von Rotten, Baron
There we go.
Baron Von Rotten has very bad morals. Baron Von Rotten in it, Baron Von Rotten in it. Baron Von Rotten has very bad morals. Baron Von Rotten in it, Baron Von Rotten in it. Baron Von Rotten has very bad morals in it. Hello.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
Hey, buddy. How you doing, mate?
Good. We're just finishing up the record. I'm in Berkeley right now.
Oh, that's cool. How's the record going?
It is good. I'm really happy with it. And, I've been listening to a lot of E40 to get in the zone. What did you think of his new album?
Oh, E40, he's awesome. He really represents Bay Area indie rap. You know, he's been around for a while and he started small, you know, with his East Bay roots, and then he's grown the whole Bay Area and nationwide. And, you know, he's one of the best in the game, buddy.
Chill.
Chill,
Chill.
chill,
Chill.
chill,
Chill.
chill.
Hey, do you sometimes kind of wish I'd gone to law school?
I love that. That was great. Sorry. Do you kind of wish I had sometimes gone to law school? All right, so this is the test code. Now, I have to be careful in this. Because sometimes these things are actually backwards. Because even though it's an incoming packet, it might not be the right kind. Like, is this server bound kind or client bound? I think this is going to be server bound. Same with this one. GM. Same with that. Now this with the outgoing is probably client bound packet kind. I don't. Not certain on this. Did I just butcher the return on that? No, okay, it's good. All right, more of the test stuff. Send a message. Which way are we sending this? Test sender ext. What is this? Send connected, send disconnected, disconnected with reason, and send a message. Is this being used? I think these are for server bound packet kind elements. Yeah, we probably could have made that generic, but I don't think it makes sense to have it generic. Test receiver. This is client-bound packet. All right. Oh, it's funny. I didn't even bother to look. What's the error? Callback new. Failed to resolve. Undeclared. Okay, yeah. Well. Oh, because login is not a packet. There we go. So in this case, we actually have to do this the other way. Put the type on the left. Let's say callback to packet try into on that. Unwrap. Now we can do ID.ID. Ah, that's right. ID got replaced. So now it's ID.0 because it's a tuple type. Should you learn Python on PyCharm or Notepad++? Editors are like the weapons that developers wield. You find the one that best suits you. I couldn't suggest either of those. My weapon of choice is Vim. I don't know if any Python programmers out there have preference on PyCharm or Notepad++, but I don't have either. Notepad? VS Code most of the time? Yeah, write code. Don't worry about which course to pick. It's part of how I treat programming languages. Whenever I learn one, I spend so much time every day learning it. It's like learning a language. Get in there, use it, use it, use it, use it, use it. It could be like 30 minutes every day. Just keep using it. that in a packet from this one. I guess the other ID is ID. Try into on that. Unwrap it. There we go. Ooh, create actor. There's no get packet kind. I'm glad we're doing this. Get packet kind. And this is going to be a server bound packet kind for create actor. Was it function packet kind? To make sure that exists properly. I learned to program C and Vim. Forever ago. Alright. Clean up some of these. Ooh, trace pipe, that's right. Do we even need that anymore? I don't know about that one. Try into on this. Why didn't that work? Is ID not set up for that? Callback packet try into ID. ID is in messages ID. We've got the other trade impulse. It has client bound packet kind. So what's the issue? Oh, there weren't plugins like that for C. You would, let's see, you had C tags. I don't even think I knew how to set those up even. Oh, well, then eventually I started using the, from KDE, there's a code editor. What was that called? That one was actually really good. See, in plain Vim? Yeah. The trait bound convert from that. No, this is actually picking up the wrong try into. There we go. Now it makes more sense. Callback is going to be equal to that. And we just do a packet dot try into on it. No, it wasn't Kate. What was it? It was Hey, hey, good luck. How's it going? Is it K? Oh, Kate text editor. Interesting. Oh, it was K develop. Used K develop for a while too. I like their logo. Well done on that. Look at that gradient on there. The shadows are correct. I used this forever ago. It was great. It was really good. Yeah, the KDA stuff is spot on. Although lately I've been a fan of i3, just minimalistic. Looks like it's dabbing. uh, let's see, Kate the Woodpecker. Huh, interesting. Can't didn't see that now, yes. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, interesting. What am I trying to have a callback? Hold on. Go back some. We're trying to create a callback from a packet. I see. Now we have to know what this is. Yeah, the packet. This is going to be a client bound packet kind for that. All right. Doesn't that just work? It needs to know the type though, doesn't it? Oh, my mistake. My mistake. It was this one. Exit. Oh, that's funny. Man, I can't wait to get past this piece. Oops. Yes, we do need a semicolon there. Get actor response. Try from that. Actors. We have to do that a little different. Actors. Get actor response. It's going to be equal to callback packet. Unwrap on that. I don't think this is the right type. Because in this case, we're passing the ID and the actor ID in. Alright, we'll just clone the ID. Packet from one of those. I so look forward to GATS. When is GATS landing? Select actor. Or select actor. Oh, that's right. We actually got rid of that. This is actually called load actor now. Load actor has a type with an ID. See, is that one too many? One too many. Yep. Or do we just let's pull that in? And this should be callback. Yeah, that was wrong before. Okay. So we create a packet, the load actor, wrap that in a callback. So packet a packet, basically. I'm surprised that send message isn't throwing a fit. Well, I guess that works. Is that actually implemented for callback? I didn't think it was. Oh, it is. It's right here. All right. That's fine. Actually, I don't like having that special cased. So if we look at subject, it's got serialize and deserialize. Oh, it does have try from packet on it as well. See, we had gotten rid of this side of it. I think that kind of gives it parity. All right, let's go back to callback. So in callback, if we remove those 2 bits at the end, I'd rather just use the Serity bits for this Serity implementation. There we go. That's surprising me. There should be more than that. No? Yeah. That seems 6 previous errors. 4 previous errors. Huh. This is not that much. Now in this case, this is a server bound packet. We're inside of an encode test from callback. There we go. Is that the only place that was being used? Can't be. Oh, that can't be. Yeah, that's more likely. That's more like it. We don't need these types there, but we do need packet up from on it. Looks like down here as well. I don't know, maybe callback new should just return a packet instead of. Hmm. Because if we did that on callback and on subject, that would reduce that quite a bit. Because the only thing we ever do after that is wrap it in a packet and go on. Why don't we just combine the step? Let's get rid of new and just do. We could rename that. Callback : packet. Nomad Pixel, how are ya? Good morning. I'm gonna rename that to packet. 10 buffers. All right, and now I'm gonna wrap that in a packet. Join the fun. Hey, welcome. Oh, serialize isn't implemented for callback? It's right there. Ah, because our K here, it's the K. It needs a serialize. Oh, you're using Unreal. We missed so much of our syntax. Oh man. And good morning, Knife Flows. The trait bound callback packet get packet kind is not satisfied. Why not? Does this not have a get packet kind? It has it here and there. I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. So get packet kind is not satisfied. And there's two implementations. Doesn't packet kind actually require that? Oh, guess it doesn't. And packet of from needs a get packet kind. Okay. Okay. Okay, I might not be able to do this the same way. Especially everything being expressions instead of statements. Oh yeah. Packet kind and serialize. Wait, what are we missing? Oh, there's something else. Yes, where T is that, not. For the object being passed in, this type here needs to have the get packet kind on it. And I don't think we can actually into packet anymore anyway, so that's a miss. Get packet kind K on that. Good. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Go back here. There we go. At the moment, doing VR game dev. Oh wow, which you haven't done before, so a lot of learning. That sounds pretty cool. You're gonna decide of Unreal versus Unity, and what made you go with Unreal? Man, I am so far from doing VR. It seems like that market is just so young, so very young.
Welcome to the push-up competition.
All right.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This was like the new function, wasn't it? This has gone sideways so quick. The Steam VR plugin does a lot of nice stuff for you. Oh, that's cool. Get packet kind is not satisfied for that. For P. It should be on that. Oh, that it's off of self, isn't it? It's actually saying that the whole value of that doesn't do serialize and get packet kind for K. But it should have serialize. Does callback not have a get packet kind? No, it does. It's right here. Oh, but self. Oh my goodness. Self needs get packet kind. All right. What are they doing in this song? Let self, that from me. Now at this point, there we go. That's a better error. Mismatch types. Expected packet K. Found parameter P. All right. Now, how do we satisfy this? You did the game jam in Unreal? Pancake game into a VR game. Oh, is that what they call like screen-based games? Like pancake games? Huh, that sounds cool. So apparently this me doesn't satisfy everything. And I'm just not seeing it. The trait bound callback packet. Okay, so get packet kind is not satisfied. And there were two. Okay, let's cargo check. getPack kind of not implemented for callback of K. And why can't you pick one of those? Because we didn't specify which one it was? So when we create a self, we have to say, oh, this is a K, self of K? Can you even do that? Type arguments are not allowed for this type. So here, let's do it this way. Call back. Stop it. There we go. Okay. Pancake games and bobblehead games. Ooh, I like bobblehead games for VR. Oh, that sounds cool.
We are the original freedom fighter.
You've got to make that a thing. All the non-VR game makers should refer to VR games as bobblehead games. I love that. That is great. And Gubby Goober, thank you for the follow. And Cynical, thank you. Okayama, thank you for the follow. And thank you, Knife Flows. Alright, so what's going to go on here? I am not seeing this. Get packet kind is not implemented for that. But we implemented it. Get packet kind. Oh, that's the wrong way to do that, but leaves from the vine. Gaming Lucas Live, how are you? Oh, you're good. I'm glad. Yeah, happy Wednesday. All right. My friend recently got crushed by a pile of books. He's only got his shelf to blame. Didn't. Shh. That's a good one. What is the error? Here, let's pull it up again. Basically, the trait here, get packet kind, is not implemented for callback. So we're trying to create a callback in this. New school, 2 years till you're finished with your education. Oh, that's wonderful. So when we call from for packet, we actually require that serialize and get packet kind of K is implemented, right? Serialize, get packet. So it's just twigging on get packet kind. However, for all types that implement packet kind, it's already implemented. Like, it's there. So these elements are already there, and I'm not sure why it sees them close enough So not all callbacks implement get packet kind, just those two. Well, um, there are only two packet kinds currently. Packet kind is a trait, and it is just a um, kind of like a tag trait, and it's only tagged on on a client-bound packet kind and server-bound packet kind. So it's only those two. So really, we want to be able to get. Let's see. The purpose of this function is to take a packet and a request ID and to produce a packet. So it's kind of this wrapper, right? We want to wrap this packet in a callback so that it gets this request ID along with it on the wire. All right. Now here we have callback K. And packet up from, all it cares is that this thing has serialized and get packet kind on it. Because really, it's just going to serialize it. Is this one of those cases where we could say, oh, you know what, this is a dyn get packet kind for K plus serialize? Can't be made into an object, okay. Because callback should be that. I could see that maybe it can't figure out what the K is for callback. So it's confused. And I thought that defining that on the left would fix that. So saying, you know what, this is a callback of K. But it still isn't like that. I was hoping that that would help it figure out just what type it was. Packet kind is there. You accidentally shipped code with a test function in place? Oh dear. Fun. So when we create a callback, it just needs a packet. And we have a packet with K. K is constrained to be of packet kind and serialized. Does K actually need to be serialized? P needs to be serialized, definitely. Oh, it does need to be serialized. So K, actor info needs to be serialized. Oh, actually, the trait bound serialized not satisfied. Why are they saying it's on actor info? This does it every now and then. I understand that it's just serialized. Following implementations were found. We don't have a self on here, so that's not gonna. All right. Well, This is probably one of those situations where I need to walk away from it and come back with fresh eyes later. What's the exact impl of from for packet? Alright, let's look. Here it is. This returns a packet K, takes a T. I mean, technically we don't even care that it's a callback. All we care is that callback implements serialize and get packet kind. So the kind, and then the serialize for the data. It seems like it's this K that's getting maybe hanging it up. It can't figure out what the K is on this, even though we have it right there. P is not bounded properly on callback? What's the exact error I get? The second bound on P is needed, do you think? Actually, where are we using P? We're not using P, are we? Because we had been using P here. Right, where this needs to be serialized and... no. That needs to be a packet. You mismatched P to T on packet. Oh, that's right. The exact error. Then we're not actually using P, are we? So that goes away. That goes away. P's gone. Call back here. Oh, let's put serialize back. Well, K has it for the packet. Packet kind and serialize.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
Oh, you know what? I think it's this.
You ready? Hey.
So I've been out here for a minute, got me grown now. Always moving around, feel like a stranger.
No, I don't see it.
Hometown, you ain't really bout it unless you really been around it. I've been looking for my moment.
Alright, so the big error again.
Oh yeah, well things ain't go according to
Yeah, get packet kind is not implemented for callback K. Okay, so for that callback type, get packet kind isn't there. It's saying that it has these two other types.
I made mistakes, I'm never gonna repeat it. I took a break, but now I'm never leaving. Yeah, I feel like something woke inside. Heartbeat working overtime.
So we have it for each one of those. Get packet kind packet for that.
Cause there's a whole lot I gotta say. So I'ma tell the world that I'm on the way. I promise when we're back we gon' celebrate. Yeah, baby, save the day. So raise your glass to them better days. Cause they're coming. I know I'm gone and it's getting late, but I'll be there, baby, save the day.
Oh, how is K bound to one of those types? Oh, very it's bound to one of those types because those types are the only ones that have this marker trait on it. So this packet kind is a marker trait, and it's only on those two.
Yeah, I've been depressed, yeah, I've been a mess, but I guess you gotta hit your worst and make it to your best. And I still have my rainy days, I doubt those ever fade away. But I've been seeing color instead of all those other shades of gray, and I just had to find myself. I know
Trace Solver doesn't know.
I just needed to remind myself. Yeah, I remember that a flower don't stay in bloom all year long. So one back.
You can create an additional type later. Yeah, wait. And don't implement this trait on it. Yeah, so this packet kind. It's just a marker trait. It doesn't have any functions on it, just some constraints. And it's actually tagging those other two. Where is it? Was that in lib or is that in here? Sorry, I'm trying to find the enums. Oh, here they are. Yeah, so it's this one's tagged and the other one's tagged. Yeah, and there's the other tag. That is so bizarre. Why can't I do this? Alright. Just add additional trait bounds too. You can create another type implementing this tag type, but not implement the needed one. What types implement get packet kind? Quite a few actually. Get packet kind is implemented for callback right here for both server and client bound packet kind. But it's not K that needs it, it's callback. So somehow so K here, K is only used for the incoming packet. It's actually not used for these two lines here. When we go from callback to packet, it's just looking at callback there. There's nothing extra, right? So in this case, we could say, oh, you know what? We could get rid of this and say we're going to implement callback for server-bound packet kind, right? Or I think in this case, let's say client-bound packet kind. And we would still have the issue, I think. Let's try it. Oh, yep, and packet there. Ooh, that works. Why did that work? Oh, you can add self where, oh, I forgot the self constraint. All right, so going back, you know what? I think it's like this, it is using K there. On the return, oh, I missed that. Well, thank you for helping out. I really appreciate that. Man, I'm glad to be learning Rust with people that know Rust better than me. And thank you for the follows. JP Monedas, thank you for the follow. Alex Clark Games, hey, thank you. All right. So I think I'm starting to see it now, because I hadn't realized that this constraint was actually used on the return value. For whatever reason, I was just blind to that. And of course, that seems to make sense here because we need to know what that type is here. Now, can we actually do a self on this? Let's see, and this is going to be get packet kind for K. Oh, the self-constraint to the rescue. Oh, that's great. I think this is actually like the first time. Oh, you're from Rusty Days. Hey, welcome. Oh, thank you. All right. All right, so this is pretty good here. Yeah, yesterday I ended up raiding Rusty Days. That was a great place to raid. Saw snippets of the talk from yesterday and it was pretty good. Nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to go through them again. So, work's been a little tight. I'm trying to get some more free time in there. Let's see, I think we can. I'm not going to clean those up at the moment. All right. Well, thank you for that. I should probably raid Rusty Days actually. It's actually coffee time for me. But I gotta get going. So we're definitely going to raid Rusty Days. And did I not have that follow on Rusty? I don't have the follow on Rusty Days. I thought I did. Now people have been mentioning that, like, hey, I thought I followed, but you know, it never happened. I've been seeing that a little bit too. Well, thank you for the help. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out. If you want to reach us after we're not on the stream, there's always the Discord. So, yeah, we're just gonna hang out. And we're just learning Rust, really. So, until next time, y'all. Bye bye.